In a small town nestled beneath a shroud of perpetual darkness, there stood a supermarket known as Nightfall Mart. This store had a sinister reputation that few dared to challenge, and it was here that the most chilling and ghastly events of one young boy's life would unfold. Meet Tommy, an ordinary 10-year-old boy with an insatiable sweet tooth. One fateful night, he hatched a daring plan to sneak into Nightfall Mart after hours, guided by the allure of unlimited chocolate bars and sugary delights. Armed with his trusty backpack, he waited until the last employee had left and the doors were locked tight. Inside, Tommy felt like a kid in a candy store. Literally, he gorged himself on chocolate, candy, and all the junk food his heart desired. He roamed the dark aisles, devouring his treasures, while the rest of the world slept soundly. However, as the night wore on and the witching hour approached, Tommy noticed something peculiar. The toys in the supermarket's toy section began to stir, as if animated by an otherworldly force. Dolls whispered in eerie voices, action figures twitched and moved on their own, and the air grew heavy with an inexplicable malevolence. Realization dawned on Tommy that these toys were cursed to haunt the supermarket after dark. Panic set in as they turned their menacing attention towards him, their lifeless eyes gleaming with an unholy hunger. Tommy tried to escape, but the supermarket doors remained locked, trapping him in a nightmare of his own making. The cursed toes, now fully animated, gave chase with unnatural speed, their laughter echoing through the aisles. As the night dragged on, Tommy's fear intensified. He hid and ran, but the toys were relentless, the sinister teddy bear with jagged teeth, the malevolent jack-in-the-box with a ghastly grin. They were all determined to torment him. The long, agonizing hours crawled by, each moment filled with terror. The cursed toes whispered wicked promises of eternal suffering into Tommy's ears. He had never known such fear, such overwhelming dread. At the crack of dawn, as the first rays of sunlight pierced the darkness, the supermarket doors finally creaked open. The morning crew arrived to find Tommy huddled in a corner, tears streaming down his face. He had been through hell, and the trauma had silenced him forever. Market employees reviewed the security footage, hoping to uncover the cause of Tommy's torment. To their horror, they discovered that the cameras had inexplicably failed to record anything from that dreadful night. Tommy left Nightfall Mart a changed boy, forever mute and haunted by the unspeakable horrors he had endured. He would carry the scars of that night with him for the rest of his life, a living testament to the malevolent forces that lurked in the dark corners of the world. Once upon a time, in a quiet, picturesque town nestled deep within the woods, lived the Turner family. The Turners were an ordinary, happy family with two young children, Emma and Ethan. Their peaceful lives were about to take a terrifying turn when they received a mysterious package one gloomy evening. The package, wrapped in ominous black paper, bore no return address and only had the words for Emma and Ethan written on it in shaky, Handwriting. It was an unsettling sight, but curiosity got the better of them, and the children excitedly tore the wrapping away inside. They found a toy like no other, a grotesque wooden marionette with piercing, glassy eyes that seemed to follow them around the room. Its face was twisted into a sinister grin, and its joints creaked ominously as if it had a life of its own. There was no note, no explanation, just the malevolent-looking puppet. The children's parents, Mark and Sarah, were puzzled but attributed it to a strange gift from a distant relative. They reluctantly allowed Emma and Ethan to keep the toy, hoping it would bring them some amusement. Little did they know that the marionette harbored an ancient and malevolent force. As night fell and the moon cast eerie shadows across the children's room, the marionette came to life. Its wooden limbs moved with unnatural fluidity, and its glassy eyes gleamed with a sinister light. Emma and Ethan awoke to a haunting, ghostly melody filling the room as the puppet danced on its own. Terrified and unable to move, the children watched in horror as the marionette's strings entwined around their wrists and ankles, pulling them out of their beds. They were helpless, forced to follow the puppet's dreadful lead as it led them through a hidden passage in the wall, one that had never been there before. The passage led to a nightmarish realm, a twisted, dark reflection of their own home. They stumbled through a maze of eerie corridors, each one more menacing than the last, their voices drowned out by the chilling laughter of the malevolent marionette. It was as if they had entered a nightmarish puppet show, where they were mere marionettes themselves. Mark and Sarah woke to find their children gone, their room empty except for the haunting echo of that ghostly melody. Desperate and terrified, they searched their home, but there was no sign of Emma and Ethan. It was as if they had vanished into thin air, leaving behind only the sinister puppet that had triggered their disappearance. The town was plagued by the mystery of the Turner children's disappearance, and the malevolent marionette remained in their home as a grim reminder of the horrifying events that had unfolded. To this day, the Turners live in the grip of anguish and fear, haunted by the loss of their beloved children. The sinister marionette, its grin eternal, watches over the empty rooms of their once happy home, a chilling testament to the malevolent force that had torn their family apart. The children were gone, lost forever to a nightmarish realm, and the ancient evil that lurked within the puppet remained a sinister enigma that would haunt the town for generations to come. In the quiet suburban town of Willowbrook, the Smiths, an ordinary family of 4, moved into a charming old house. Little did they know that their lives were about to be turned upside down by a malevolent force that lurked within the confines of their new home. The catalyst for their nightmare was an innocuous-looking antique doll discovered by their youngest daughter, Emily, in the attic. The doll's porcelain face bore a serene expression, but its presence unleashed an unimaginable terror upon the Smith family. At first, it started subtly. Small items went missing: keys, jewelry, and even important documents. They dismissed these incidents as forgetfulness or mere misplacement. However, the occurrences escalated quickly. Mysterious whispers echoed through the house at night, accompanied by the eerie sensation of being watched. Soon, the Smiths began to experience full-blown paranormal events. Objects levitated, shadows danced in the corners of their vision, and the air grew cold and oppressive night after night. They were awakened by the sound of footsteps that seemed to traverse the empty hallways. Desperate for answers, they turned to experts in the paranormal. Investigators confirmed the presence of a malevolent entity and suggested an in-depth investigation. That's when they stumbled upon the truth hidden within the house's history. The former owner of the house, an enigmatic figure named Eliza Blackwood, was rumored to have been a powerful witch. It was said that she had dabbled in dark magic, leaving a sinister mark on the property. The antique doll, now revealed as one of her cursed possessions, was the source of the chaos. Driven to the brink of despair, the Smiths decided that the only way to break the curse was to leave their beloved home behind. They sold the house to a historian who had a deep interest in the occult. As they moved to a new location, the supernatural events ceased, and the Smiths began to rebuild their lives. The historian, delving into the house's history, discovered the truth about Eliza Blackwood and her dark past. With the curse lifted, the Smiths found solace in their new life, but the memories of the haunted house haunted them still. They had experienced a terror beyond imagination, a nightmare caused by a cursed doll and the malevolent spirit of a witch. In the end, they learned that some secrets are best left buried, and that even in the most peaceful neighborhoods, darkness can lurk just beneath the surface, waiting to be awakened by the unsuspecting. The Smiths would never forget the horrors they had endured, a testament to the supernatural forces that can invade the lives of even the most rational and ordinary families.